Welcome back everybody, my name's Nick930, and today we're going to break down the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer and point out any important details that you may have missed. So starting off here, we get our first look at the previously unannounced Takodana map, which was featured in Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Next we see some of the surrounding wooded areas around those pyramids on Takodana, and it looks a lot like that map from Battlefield 1, with a lot of narrow paths and likely a lot of explosive spamming. We also get a glimpse at the Flamethrower Special class, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Here we have some more space combat, and we can see a Rebel Corvette being destroyed over Fondor. This is likely part of the game's single-player campaign, or maybe it's a set cutscene that plays when the Rebel team loses, I'm not really sure. We also have some more space combat footage here, this time showing a Star Destroyer's cannons firing at a Rebel command ship. Then we get a shot of the game's single-player protagonist being tossed around as if there's a broken airlock somewhere. This will likely be a cutscene at some point in the game's campaign. Here we get a shot of Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and here's some actual gameplay footage of Kylo Ren for the first time. It'll be nice to finally have some more agile lightsaber-wielding heroes on the villain team this time. Here's some more of that space combat, flying through the inside of a ship. And there appears to be a lot of this in the space battles, which is really cool, and I think the game mode will be a huge improvement over the space battles they introduced in the last game with the Death Star DLC. Then there's some more single-player game footage. Looks like you can play in both first or third person in the campaign, which is pretty cool. Next they show some split-screen gameplay of arcade mode. Now, they're very coy about what this arcade mode really is. So far, they haven't really explained how big it is and what content it includes. I really hope we can simulate full multiplayer matches with bots, meaning all the maps and levels will be available to us. But I'm starting to get worried that this will just be like the lame survival mode in the last game, with small versions of maps and no access to vehicles. I really hope I'm wrong though. At least we can see Rey fighting alongside a standard Rebel soldier here in co-op against a group of stormtroopers, so we can confirm that heroes will be playable in this mode. The next few shots aren't all that interesting, as we've already seen them before, just some reused footage from the Naboo mission that was in the alpha this summer. Now this part is cool. Here we get a full breakdown of all the content that will be available from day one in this game. According to the nice charts in the trailer, Battlefront 2 will feature 14 more locations, 8 more heroes, and 28 new vehicles than the original game. However, be aware that these charts are including single-player only content that are only available in that campaign. Not a lot of it, but just some of it. DICE and EA also confirmed that future content for Battlefront 2 will be free and be made available through their live service. This may mean that Battlefront 2 will feature more microtransaction content to help maintain the funds necessary to keep it going without the DLC. Here's a nice list showing all the available maps at launch. Like I said earlier, some of these locations will not be in the game's multiplayer. So Sullust, Pilio, Vardos, and Bespin are only going to be part of the game's single-player campaign, at least for now. The multiplayer map list looks great here though. We're getting the second Death Star from Return of the Jedi, Kashyyyk from Episode 3, Ryloth, which I personally haven't heard of myself, Jakku from The Force Awakens, Endor, Hoth, Kamino, Starkiller Base, Yavin 4, Mos Eisley on Tatooine, Takodana, Naboo, Fondor, and Unknown Regions, which will likely just be another space combat level that features no surrounding planets. Then we get some more space combat footage, this time showing some gameplay of the Force Awakens vehicles in action. The next part of the trailer breaks down the game's new class-based system, and I've covered this before, so I'm just going to be brief about this. We have the standard Assault class, a Heavy class, the Specialist, which will be like the game's sniper, and the Officer that can rally players together and give them special boosts. Each class has unique abilities, their own weapons, and the weapons will have a small amount of attachments to choose from, which will allow you to modify things like cooldown time. Battlefront 2 will use a battle point system, which will track the actions you perform in a match and give you rewards like a flame trooper or access to a Wookiee. If you save up enough points, you can actually use them on vehicles or heroes, both of which can be customized just like your standard soldier class with unique abilities to personalize your playstyle. The game's space combat will feature a similar system. There's multiple types of starfighters to choose from, each with their own unique traits, and you can customize them as you see fit. You can also earn battle points and spend them to arrive as a hero ship like the Millennium Falcon. Now here's where we start to run into issues. The star cards seem to be the biggest problem I have with this game so far. Star cards are one-time use items that you can only unlock by crafting them with collectible pieces, likely awarded at the end of rounds, or by winning them in a random crate unlock. These crates will function just like alpha packs or loot crates in other games, but instead of only giving players cosmetic items, they'll give players special grenades, rocket launchers, and other items that can directly affect the gameplay. And you better believe players can buy the crates, so you've essentially got a pay-to-win model built in here. Sure, the game's DLC will be free, but this style of gameplay will only hurt the community and might drive it away faster than charging for DLC maps. Here we have a look at the game's multiplayer modes. We have a simple TDM style mode called Blast, which has some close quarter combat. Then there's Strike, an 8 vs 8 objective based game mode. It's probably a playlist of a bunch of different 8v8 modes from the original game. Then there's Hero vs Villains, which appears to be mostly unchanged from the first game. Starfighter Assault, which is brand new, everyone's been asking for this one, and allows you to fly around in space and do dogfights as you try to destroy the enemy's capital ship. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you can land inside the enemy ship, and you can't get out of the ships and roam around the hallways and destroy it from the inside out. Which kind of sucks, but according to the people that played the beta, they really like this mode, so it might not be all that bad. And finally, Galactic Assault, which is the big 20 vs 20 warfare mode that will consist of things like Walker Assault. The modes look great, and unlike the first game, we get a much better selection to prevent low player counts in either mode. Before they had 8 different small-scale objective modes, and you couldn't find a match in any one of them. So hopefully these playlists will help keep people playing longer. Next we get some more footage of the arcade mode, but again, they're still being really vague on the details here. But they did confirm you can play solo, cooperatively, or against your friend in versus, so hopefully this is just like instant action in the old games. Next they detailed the single-player campaign briefly, nothing we haven't already seen. And finally we have confirmation that both Finn and Captain Phasma will be releasing at a later date alongside the release of The Last Jedi movie. These two heroes will be free, so you don't have to pay for them, so that's pretty sweet. And that's it for this first look. I hope this video was helpful, and I'm definitely looking forward to picking this game up in November. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more information about Battlefront 2, and I will see you all next time.